As a child, my mother was always quite adamant that self care, communication, affection, or basically anything regarding conflict resolution was something to be laughed at, if not mocked, almost on a daily. So I recall a point when I was in fourth or fifth grade where we had the pleasure of being voluntary mediators on the school playground during our recess periods. I knew in my younger years that this was always something that I absolutely wanted to sign up for. As a mediator, we would walk around the playground wearing our silly little hand painted vests, which looked pretty hilarious, but they were so that people knew who to come to, like if they had an issue on the playground. Our main focus was basically to intervene whenever we witnessed an argument between fellow students, to basically act as peer counselors. And believe me when I say my mother certainly laughed and mocked the fact that I was so excited to be part of this group. That being said, my early experiences with conflict resolution were quite pressing, as in my heart I believed and understood the healing power of communication, yet my mother acted in a manner to show quite the opposite. It was a very confusing experience until I became older and basically realized that I was surely entitled to my own opinions and viewpoints. Of course, my mother was as well, no matter how much we differed. Surely we spent many days debating these concepts, with her becoming quite enraged at my personal viewpoints, unfortunately. Luckily for me, I experienced the major shift when I was in about the ninth grade. This course has been an amazing experience because it reminds me so deeply of my love for Buddhism, which I so luckily discovered in social studies class in about the ninth grade. I tend to make my main focus of every day to be the kind, compassionate human that I know myself to be. Considering I've somewhat slid downhill with my own self love and compassion in the recent months, this course has been a fantastic reminder of the dualistic pull within each and every one of us. This pull is basically what yin and yang represent. We all have the capacity to be either dark or light, good or evil. Primarily, it is what we choose to think, feel, and act, as in which dictates this scenario. And this course has just been a fantastic reminder in my daily life that no matter how things seem so negative, it's always worth keeping a positive mind frame because basically at the end of the day, we're what we surround ourselves with. Um, each morning when we wake, we have the luxury of choosing which of these sides of ourselves we'd like to be, pretty much. For myself, I choose, each and every day to listen to my heart through the divinity within. I'm personally somebody who very much enjoys God and spirituality, even though it may seem silly to others, but of course we don't really have to believe in a higher power to find such inner peace. We can find it in anything, our family, friends, children, pets. um, so I'm just kind of one of those people where I kind of enjoy choosing a more moral path rather than a selfish, egotistical one. It's a far leap from the child I was. I was very angry, confused with the conflict around me. It's always been a pleasure to be known as the friend whom others trust to spill their deepest feelings to, and I take a lot of pride in that. Nothing can brighten my day more than being witness to someone else catching the glimmer in their eye of why communication is so crucial to help us grow. As far as the future and further growth in my ability to resolve conflict, I would like to always remember that self-love comes before anything else. For instance, how can one teach another how to love themselves if we cannot start at the beginning? In Buddhism, it's basically said that we cannot teach until we have learned all of these lessons for ourselves, as well as actually live these lessons. Until we do this, we're nothing but a hypocrite in the grand scheme of things, even though that's a very harsh word to use, but it's, in a sense, hypocritical to basically preach something that you don't practice. As they say, you have to practice what you preach. So I will also say that even baby steps count because everyone always has further growth to do. And just to begin is a beautiful start, at least.